letting the spine release. See if you can feel the separation between each vertebra in your back, just moving oxygen into that whole spine, opening everything up. Good, perfect. All right, I'm gonna come to standing. I think we're gonna do kind of a lot of standing stuff today. So we're gonna start with the chair, with the shorter side of the chair in front. Definitely make sure that it's on the mat today, that it's not gonna slide around.
Oh, no. My mind is somewhere else. I have carpenters and plumbers at my house.
Oh, no.
Oh, you do?
I have carpenters and plumbers at my house all the time, so I know what that's like. So for the next, how much longer would like, the next like half hour, whatever, however long, much longer, we're gonna calm the mind, and we're gonna tell the mind with the fleeting thoughts that come through that we'll come back to them as soon as the class is over. So for now, we'll stay here in the present moment. All right, so let's take a big deep breath, hands up overhead. Big and tall, hands through the heart center. And then we're gonna turn toward the chair if we're not already, do it again. And as you exhale, you're gonna unhinge from the waist. So, and let me just demonstrate real super quick, because I wanna make sure that nobody's doing anything like that. So we're gonna unhinge from the waist. So we're not bending, the back is staying super, super straight. And then when we get here, we're gonna make sort of a tabletop position. All right, so let's do it again. Inhale, arms overhead. And then unhinge from the waist, coming down, hands on either side of the chair. Maybe we're gonna spread the feet out just a little bit and find a nice tabletop. So making sure that the weight is fully balanced across all four corners. Let the head drop. Let's go ahead and shake the head back and forth a little bit. Good, so on an inhale, we're gonna do kind of the same thing that we did when we were seated, which is that flat back halfway up, looking up. And then as you exhale, let the head drop and start to come down a little bit more to wherever you're comfortable. So maybe it might just still be right here. Maybe that's as far as you can go. Or maybe you can come down onto the elbows. Maybe your head might be on the chair. Wherever you are is where you are. Just keep a long spine. This is forward fold, Uttanasana. Breathing here. So now we're gonna try to match up the breath with the movements, vinyasa. So we're gonna bring the hands back to the edge of the chair, and we're gonna inhale flat back halfway up. And exhale all the way back down. And then we're gonna inhale, slowly rise up to standing, one vertebrae at a time, keep the core engaged. Hands are gonna come up overhead. And as you exhale, you're gonna drop the hands back down to the chair, back down to that tabletop position. Releasing, maybe we come down to the elbows, that forward fold. So let's come a little bit closer to the chair than, we're not quite to downward dog yet. So yeah, you're pretty much almost right next to the chair here. Good, let the back release. Inhale, flat back, halfway up, looking up. And when we're here, the shoulders should be back and the heart is open. And then down. And then flat back, halfway up again. And down. And then rise to standing one more time. Good, and then down one more time, unhinging from the waist. So we do a lot of repetition in yoga, which we don't really do in this class that much, but in normal yoga, there's a ton of repetition. So let's go ahead, while we're in this tabletop position, we're gonna bring the right leg back behind us into a lunge. So you're hanging on to the chair here. So using the chair for support, see how much you can get those hips to open, being very mindful to stay forward, not opening up yet, not opening up that way, but staying very forward, very focused. The back is long and straight. And see if you can just start to open up that hip a little bit. Good, and then we're gonna turn that back foot out to about 43 degrees-ish. And And we're gonna start to come up into a crescent lunge. So if you can, bring both arms up, nice and tall. Again, hips are facing forward as much as possible. And then we're gonna turn that foot even more and we're gonna open up out to the side to warrior two. So that front leg is bent toward the chair. If you can, if you can't, that's okay, straighten it out, but it's supposed to be bent. We're looking out over the front fingertip. And then we're gonna straighten out that front leg. We're gonna heel toe the back foot in just a little bit. And then we're gonna ease toward the chair. Utthita Trikonasana, we're gonna open up the hands, and this one's gonna come down to the chair, and this one's gonna go up to the ceiling. And we're going sideways here, not forward. Good. So it's like, again, like you have there's two planes of glass that you're trying to fit yourself in between. Heart is open. Good, and then we're gonna shift the weight around. We're gonna bring both hands down to the front of the chair. We're gonna shift the weight around back to the front with the legs straight still. And we're gonna kind of lean down over that front leg, over the chair, using the chair for support. You should feel a nice pull in the back of the left leg here. If you're very flexible and you wanna come down to the elbows, you can, but again, no pressure. Wherever you are is where you are. The important thing is to stay facing forward. Maybe let the head drop. Good. And go ahead and rise back up. Now instead of bringing the back foot in to meet the front like we usually do, we're going to attempt. This is an experiment, so if you can't do it, it's okay. We're gonna attempt to bring the front foot back to meet the back foot. So make sure the chair isn't gonna slide, so we're coming into a plank position. So this is like a push-up position. And then, if you can, we're gonna bring it through to Urdhva. So we're gonna let the upper body kind of relax and release here. Don't dump into the shoulders, make sure you're firm. Yay, just about everybody's there. Okay, bring it back through, and then we're gonna bring it through to a down dog. So move the feet to wherever they need to go. We're just gonna extend the arms out long, find that length in the spine. Oh, breathing breath in. To the back, to the everywhere, extend out long, good. And then we're gonna look up toward the chair, and we're either gonna walk or we're gonna jump our feet maybe up to meet the hands. A little hoppy hop, or a step. So inhale, flat back, looking up. And exhale down, back to that Uttanasana. Maybe the head comes down to the chair. Wherever you are is where you are. And again, come on up to tabletop. This time we're gonna bring the left leg out and behind into that wonderful low lunge. Using the chair for support, see if you can start opening up that hip on the other side, staying facing forward. Breathing long. Keeping a long spine, keeping everything engaged, the butt and the glutes and everything are engaged. And then slowly we're gonna try to rise the hands up to a crescent lunge. Maybe we're gonna turn that back foot a little bit to make it easier. Good, super strong and tall and long, and we're looking straight out, right in front of us. Locking in. And then we're gonna open up that hip and we're gonna bring the hands down. We're gonna look long over that right fingertip. The shoulders are gonna go, falling like a waterfall down the back. The pelvis is tucked under. Sink into that lunge a little bit more if you can, and then straighten out that leg. Maybe we're gonna heel toe the back foot in a little bit. And we're gonna ease toward the chair. Staying sideways, open up the palms to face front, and then let the right hand drop down to the chair, left hand goes up and over. Utthita Trikonasana. Again, imagine yourself in between two planes of glass, making yourself as flat as possible. turn back, we're gonna bring the hands down to the front of the chair. We're gonna keep that front leg straight. We're shifting the body weight toward the front, and we're just gonna lean down, unhinging from the waist, over that leg. Should feel a nice pull here in the back of the leg. Maybe we come down to the elbows. Keeping long with the breath, keeping the spine open. And come on back up. And again, instead of what we usually do, we're gonna bring the front foot back to meet the back foot into that plank, using the chair for support. And then we're gonna bring it all the way through to up dog. Not dumping into the shoulders. Finding a beautiful open stretch in the back here. And then bring it all the way back through to down dog. Moving the feet to wherever you need to move them to find that length. In the spine, finding a release here in this. And then let's walk the dog. So we're gonna walk the feet back and forth. Maybe we're gonna crack and pop the ankles and the toes. Finding some real length. Good, and then we are going to look up toward the chair and we're gonna walk our feet up. Maybe one big step, walk our feet up. Let's look up halfway, open up the heart, and then release. And then we're just gonna rise to standing. Hands are gonna come up overhead, big deep inhale. Exhale, hands back through to prayer. Close the eyes, check in for a second, see where you're at. Let's shift the neck around a little bit. I feel like that stiffened the neck up. Let's unstiffen that. Breathing long. Take notice if there's any particular spots of tension or strain that have developed in the body, and see if you can relax them and expand them instead of contracting around them. So let's bring the hands to the hips. We're gonna back up maybe a little step wherever we need to. So we're gonna bring the right foot up to the chair, if you can. If you can't, then maybe bring it to, do you have the low rung? Maybe bring it to the low rung, if that's easier. Whatever works. Okay. Whoop. So we're here. So we're just on the inhale, we're gonna come up on the tippy toe on the left foot here. And we're gonna hold. And we're gonna bring it down. Again, and we're staying really long and nice and forward. Again, inhale up. And down. And then we're gonna bring the opposite arm into it. Right arm up. Inhale up. Lengthening up toward the ceiling when something's pulling you up. And exhale down. And inhale up. And exhale down. Perfect. Bring the left leg up instead. If you can, or to the low rung. Wherever you are is where you are, and it's totally okay. Oh, you grabbed one of the non-padded ones. That's why we have the pad. Tara gave me the padded ones.
But they're not tall enough for me, so I need the
Oh. There's a pillow over there if you want to grab it. All right, so let's inhale, coming up to the tippy toe on the right foot. Looking out long and forward, finding the balance, and exhale down. And again, inhale up, and exhale down, and inhale up, and exhale down. Oh, it died. Uh-oh. That's what happens when you don't charge your stuff. All right, so bring the right hand up. Wait, am I on the right foot? Yeah. Right hand up. Inhale up, reaching up toward the ceiling, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, one more time, inhale up, exhale down, perfect. All right, now we're gonna shake out the legs. Stop and take a drink of water while I fix the music. Sorry.